I'm not late. No, I am. I'm a little bit late today. But welcome to Natural Havoc. We are a group of friends, good buddy-ols, pals, and we play D&D on the interwebs. We play the 5th edition system, and we also play with a load of homebrew rules, like, you know, drinking a potion. What did I even say then? Drinking a potion as a bonus. I think I tried to say potion and bonus at the same time, and it become potion. Anyway, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, but a potion as a bonus action, and other such things like that. So yeah, we are all veterans to the D&D games, and whatever, you know, enemies and bad guys that are thrown our way, we as a group can take it on because we're veterans. Yep. Definitely didn't have like half the party unconscious last week, but yeah, we make a load of mistakes as well. Like someone may have pointed out to me that someone got a little extra attack in a couple of rounds last week, but it's all good. It's all gravy because that's sometimes how the way the game goes. But yes, we're us. We're going to go around the room real quick as I'm still waffling on. And we're going to go to Tim. And Tim's going to tell us who he's playing today.
I'll waffle further, no worries. I'm Tim, and I'll be playing Arcturus, the Vidalcan Warlock, who got in a little pickle last episode. So let's see how he reacts after the big battle of last week.
Awesome. And below Arcturus and Tim, we normally have Eagle, but unfortunately Eagle is unable to be here with us this week. But he normally plays Ondros, the big tall Loxodon rogue, who is, you know, the least stealthiest looking, but seems to be the stealthiest of us all. Don't know how that works, but it does. And below Eagle, we have Smitty. And Smitty, could you maybe do Eagle's job this week?
Of course. I'm not gonna attempt the voice though, or the accent, or the energy. But I'm Smitty, I play Maeve, I have Eldru Barbarian, never gets old, and Eagle's job is normally to announce the socials, which means that you can follow us on the Twitter, the Discord, the Instagram. You can see our videos on YouTube in case you miss it, but if you're watching this, you probably are already on YouTube or you're watching us live. So either way, good job for being here. We appreciate it. And make sure you join the Discord where you can talk to us, you can get some inside information from other characters like NPCs, and you just, you know, community stuff. Oh yeah.
Awesome. Great job. Thank you very much. And to the other side of the screen, we have Zeb. Zeb, take it away.
I'm Agent Zeb. I play Erhard, the wild magic sorcerer, who was totally prepared for last session and totally didn't go down like a number of times. But yeah, he will have some explaining to do today, so let's see.
Awesome. And above Zeb, we have Lan. Lan, take it away.
Hello, my name is Lan. I play Shion, the resident Diva Warlock, who was totally not running around trying to revive all of you last week, so yeah, it's gonna be great.
For like the least healery person of everyone, you did a fantastic job of stopping people from dying, so good job.
Makes no sense.
And I'm Onion. I'm the DM, the resident DM. I play everything that the party tried to talk to. I also play the things they don't try to talk to, but are forced to talk to. And yeah, I run the game. I'm like the referee. I'm the narrator. I'm the storyteller. So yeah, that's me. Cool. Right. Well, on that note, let's dive straight on in to the recap this week, which I definitely have up on my screen. I do. So our session began with Erhard, Grint, and Galoin, along with the entire circus audience being charmed by Mummy Fortuna's spell. Erhard was being summoned by her, and in a desperate attempt to prevent him from going over to her, Ondros stepped into the ring and threw his dagger towards Mummy Fortuna, immediately angering her. As the party was gearing up for combat, Shion and Arcturus found out that physical pain broke the charm itself, and they quickly inflicted a very small amount of pain upon Grint and Galoin, waking them up. Maeve spotted a gigantic crystal hanging at the ceiling of the tent, and though she didn't know what it did, she had a feeling that it had something to do with the charming effects that was upon the audience, and she immediately informed Eliash that they required her aid through the Sending Stone. A massive brawl ensued between Mummy Fortuna's henchmen and the party. Erhard was now woken up by Andros, but was very frightened from his old mistress and sought safety within the crowds, leaving Andros in the ring to absorb quite a few blows. Luckily, the rest of the party was on their way to back him up, though they were heavily outnumbered. Until two things happened. Eliash bust through the circus tents and cast the spell Reverse Gravity, sending a handful of the henchmen flying up 100 feet into the air. The spell itself did take a great toll upon her body, as you could see that the veins started to creep up her neck with this arcanic blockage of some sort that she seems to have, this curse, this illness. After a little while, she in fact took a few hits herself, while Shion and Arcturus had devised a plan. Arcturus grabbed Shion's hand, and the pair dimension doored besides Mummy Fortuna herself. Shion quickly ran beside her and shoved a very dangerous potion that poison that they recently got from the Tower of Zoil Zabenta. She shoved it up the nose of Mummy Fortuna, but realizing a little bit too late that it was in fact an illusion stood upon the stage. Unfortunately, nothing but cackling ensued. And it was at this moment that Shion realized that she must be about somewhere else. The gravity fell as all of the creatures up in the air also plummeted to the ground, with Arcadius, one of Erhard's old friends, finally coming to his senses as he bellowed out towards the Iron Vortex that Mummy Fortuna was invisible and somewhere within the tent. The battle had raged on, and the party took blow after blow. But not before Mummy Fortuna once again called more of her monsters to come creeping through the back door. Arcturus took a final blast towards the crystal hung in the sky and managed to make it fall onto the stage, shattering into thousands of pieces. And though the audience had now become released from their charm and began to flee the scene, it didn't seem to have an effect on those wearing the necklaces with the similar crystal. Mummy Fortuna was still now invisible, and many of her illusions had dissipated since the shard's breaking. Erhard had pointed out that not all of Mummy Fortuna's henchmen were evil. Some were just under this influence of the cursed necklace, and causing them to do her bidding. And a further shock awaited the party as two familiar faces stepped out from behind the curtains. Plucky and Nashara from the Silver Strings, wearing those similar necklaces. The party were losing energy fast, and in a last attempt of salvaging the situation, Eliash gifted Shion with True Sight so that she could perceive where Mummy Fortuna truly was. And thus, Shion did. The end was near as the party was destroying the necklaces of the Silver Strings and defeating the last remaining henchman, when Andros took a steady-aimed shot towards Mummy Fortuna with his bow. As the arrow flew through the air, embedded into her right eye, we heard a loud screech as she turned to dust. The party, beaten and bloody, was finally out of a combat that felt like it was 4 hours long, as the dust settled and the injured began to be healed as Nashara quickly ran around the room, casting Cure Wounds on anyone who was unconscious. And this is where we will cut back to all of you, as we are stood, laying, standing, sitting around this central stage with your injured party members. What are you guys doing?
Is everyone okay? Is everybody good?
Well,
I've seen worse, but
Define good. Ow.
Does anyone need healing?
Well, I think we all took quite a beating. As I kind of try and straighten up, but it still hurts.
Yeah, and as you do look around, you see Galoin slowly coming back to consciousness as he also fell. As Nashara places a hand upon his chest, and you see the breath and the relief in his body as he seems to pull back through. You also see Eliash, who was also unconscious, be healed by Nashara at this moment. As everyone slowly begins to rise and sit upright, including Arcturus, as you all sit upright, realizing that this fight is over. You have a moment to breathe, as you do see both Arcadius and Sognar sigh a huge relief when Erhard rises to consciousness as well.
Is she dead?
Well, I see a pile of dust that way, and a few of her belongings.
I hope she is.
Nobody indeed. I'm not quite sure. All I know is that she's not from around here. There's a little place called the Feywild, which I know Erhard you know about, but for the rest of you, yes, that is truly where she belongs. At the very least, she's not here, which is great news.
Well, let's hope she doesn't come back anytime soon.
Maeve, how hard is it to get back from the Feywilds? My head.
I guess it depends who you are. It wasn't very hard for the Anthers when they, got me, and then back into the Feywild, and from the Feywild back into the world within 10 minutes, so... I don't know.
And I just fall back on my back on the ground, like, let's hope she stays away for a while.
Well, guys, I agree, but it's also worrying if she's been sent back to the Feywild. Erhard, I'm sure you have friends there.
Yeah.
I have friends there.
Yeah.
Sox is from there, his family is there. Doesn't feel better sending someone like that back to another dimension just for them to deal with it.
I mean, she's definitely still trouble to anyone that has to be around her.
Feywild is a big place, no? I'm sure it'll be alright.
Well, I think it's probably just as vast as this world, so I hope she is far away from others.
I would like to just say quickly, hello, it's me once again. Savras and Serge are still back there, so Andros, would you help me with unlocking some cages, please? That'd be much appreciated. And Andros nods, and the pair of them walk out through the back doors. Well, through the back curtains.
As he says that, I will turn to Arcadius and Sogna and just ask them, where's everyone else? Are they okay?
Well, where do I start?
What happened?
Since you escaped, Erhard, let's just say Mummy Fortuna tightened security a little. It's yes, some of us still reside here. Luina is still out the back. So she's fine. She's fine. She's just within her cage, as are a few others. But some were sent elsewhere.
Like where?
Let me start from the beginning. So, as you know, Erhard, and all of you, I have always been her showman. And at the time, Erhard, me and you didn't get along. I will hold my hand up to it. I wasn't a good person to begin with. But as time went on, I saw the error of my ways, and I did, in fact, help you escape a little bit. But long ago, I wasn't shackled with a necklace. I was willing, like some of these here dead people. Look, I had an affinity to magic, and she took very kindly to me because of that. She looked after me, and in return, I looked after her. Until something changed. I felt that her motives changed when she first stumbled across you, Ahad, in fact. You see, Ahad, when he first arrived here, had so much potential for his magic. His powers were just really starting to bloom. But I think she really feared the fact that she was not truly able to control you. Because you yourself couldn't control your magic. And I think that scared her, in case it ever went wrong and backfired against her. It was around this time that she began to act differently and began talking to another through a mirror. She spoke to a gentleman by the name of Dazaroth. I believe this Dazaroth is a fey being. A creature that is beyond the veil. From my understanding and the little knowledge that I had at the time of being her right-hand showman, I think she struck a deal with him. Because it was around that time where these crystals started to appear. The devices that Mudbrain had been crafting now had an arcane enhancer, a focus that enabled her to use her powers more freely, without the constraints of energy and limits. It enabled her to push beyond those boundaries, hence why you saw so many controlled at one time.
Yeah, it was overwhelming to see.
Yeah, she's, like I said, the thought of you managing to escape, it made her really up the ante. I tried prying into what it was that Mummy Fortuna was planning to do, with which she shut me down very quickly and began to feel a distrust in me. But I could see this maliciousness creep across her face, one much vulgar than before. Her original motives was to create the best and most spectacular carnival there ever was. She would capture and enslave creatures against their will to perform for her. She would in fact provide them food and shelter in return. The beasts themselves had no say, but it's what drew the crowds in. A spectacle, if you will. In the early days, all she wanted to do was provide entertainment and draw people in so that she could make deals with them. To make them agree to favors they would regret in later life. Mummy Fortuna dealt in fates, and would reveal future events to people in return for a favor. Many accepted, thinking it would be nothing too serious, but when she came to claim the odd child here and there, people soon began to realize it wasn't a joke. I myself was a product of these fates. A lot of us grew up thinking Mummy Fortuna was our real mother. She became exactly that. We lived with her, and she lived up to the name. It was all we knew. Until one day, Ahad, and I'm sorry that I've never told you this before, I stumbled upon a meeting between the two of you. She cast a spell upon you, and the spell changed your memories of the past. She warped and twisted your mind in front of my very eyes. And it was at that moment that I realized maybe everything I had known up until now wasn't how I thought it was. Until that very moment, I truly believed that she was a mother. But then I began to piece things together. I noticed small inconsistencies with my own memories. And that's why I helped you and the others to try and escape. You know, Ahad, it was me that was sent to chase after you. And I don't know if you know this, but I did find you. But she was close behind, and in a moment of panic, I did what she taught me. I cast an illusion and sent her the wrong way. Because I thought that if anyone of us was powerful enough to find others to help break us free, it would be you, not me. And since then, I've paid the toll. Although it does feel very good to not have that necklace on anymore. It's been difficult, the few years that have passed. But I'm glad that you came back. And I'm glad that you've rid her, if only for a time. You've rid her to give us all a breather. And I wish to thank that thanks extends to all of you. I don't know who you are, but you've truly done a blessing this day. So many children taken from families. So many creatures taken from their lives outside of a circus. Everyone's gained their freedom once more.
Well, honestly, it wasn't really up to me. Like, I can only agree with what you're saying. Like, my friends here, we have to thank them for everything. Cause you know me, I'm not much of a. I don't stand up to the powerful. But my friends here, they saved us all, and I'm just glad to see you free.
As am I to see that my little escapade of an illusion paid off in the end. Thank you all. And it's at this moment you start to hear noise billowing from outside. You hear the crowds of audience members still in a panic as the fight has only ended moments ago. And Sognar puts a hand on Arcadius' shoulder, and you just hear him whisper, I'll go see to them. If I call you, Arcadius, I may need your charm. And as he pats him on the shoulder, he takes off the purple and blue robe, and as it falls to his feet, the backwards hands revert, and the stripes across his body go grey, as the whole of his fur is a grey furred Leonin, and it was an illusion robe that kept him in this Rakshasa-like form. He runs out towards the front of the tents, and you start to hear him trying to calm the crowds down and inform everyone that the danger is, at least for now, stopped.
So where
I'm
will
sorry,
you go
guys.
now?
Sorry, what was that?
So where will you go now?
Well,
Now that you're free.
firstly, I wish to try and recover what was lost. Not time, I can't recover that, but there's a fog to my memories. There are inconsistencies and things that I do not remember, and maybe I'm part of something else. Maybe there are people out there looking for me. Maybe not.
Have you been able to find out anything? Like, you mentioned that she changed all our memories. There must be a way to regain what was lost.
I think I might know how. I'm just hesitant to use it straight away. What if I don't want to remember?
Can it truly be worse than what we've been through?
Could be.
Well, I know you're a good man. I owe you a lot. Not just now, but also before. You have a good heart. And in the end, what's past is past. It's important what you make of the future.
Of course you'd say something exactly like that, to try and raise and bolster my spirits. Ah, always the optimist. Well, thank you. Yes, I think you're right. I think, firstly, my duty calls here. I have some magical capabilities, and if I can make the lives of those that have been imprisoned for quite a while, and maybe, I might have had a hand in at some point, which I don't remember or do remember, I'm not sure, then maybe I can make myself feel a little better and help those around me. Yes. By all means, if you wish to rummage through her ashes and take whatever she has on her, be my guest. I don't want to go through that. That's rather disgusting. I don't know how that works. Why are there ashes? Where is her body?
So how long have the silver strings been part of your group? We've seen them not too long ago.
About a week? Not long at all. The Tabaxi, Plucky, what's his name? He took quite a nasty beating when he arrived.
Why?
Well, from the short time I've spent with him, he doesn't quite know when to quit. It's probably the best way of putting it. Although she soon saw to that.
Well,
So what happened?
I can't imagine them wanting to come willingly.
Yes, exactly that. He was the most resistant, let's put it that way.
Does this happen often? She would just pick up people from the side of the road and enslave them, or
Any who she deems worthy with some form of arcane connection. I have a feeling she had something planned in the works, or she was perhaps doing it on behalf of this Dazaroth. He seemed like no joke. Even she had a little fear when speaking with him.
Have you seen this mirror that she?
Oh, the mirror, yes,
communicated with?
it's actually in her caravan, her wagon. I could show it to you if you like.
I mean, I've been foolish for long enough to ignore the past and the dangers that were hunting. They were clearly hunting me, and I think it would be foolish to ignore this potential threat. And I also know that there were people looking for me in the Feywild.
Looking for you in the Feywild.
I don't know why. I had these strange dreams and visions of my old mentor, but like I don't know if it's from what you say, my memory being changed, or just from me crossing over from the Feywild long ago. But my memories are so fractured. I hardly remember most of it. Maybe Luina can help me understand, but they seem to have been looking for me there. I don't know who or what.
Erhard, if I may give you an advice, the path to knowledge is one of curiosity and seeking truth. You might find answers in her cabin with that mirror. So if you want to search for the truth, this is a good time to do so.
Well, thank you, but don't let me do it alone.
Oh, we're a bit in a pickle situation here, so if you don't mind giving us a few minutes.
Of course, I'm also, you know.
Oh, I wasn't going to
Hardly
take you there
any
now. I need at least a short nap, by all means.
And
I did fall 100 feet if you didn't see. Oh, I was invisible. You didn't see that? I fell 100 feet.
we heard you crash,
Yes.
and I'm glad you survived.
We also heard some breaking of bones. Was that you?
Could very well be. I'm not sure. Oh, my legs, my ribs, everything. Everything
Do you-
hurts.
Do you think we maybe could whip up a tune, reinvigorate people? I don't know.
Oh,
Heal
Not
them?
right now.
Not
I'm
now.
good. I'm really good. I was going to say, you said about your memories. I think I might know a way to at least peer through the fog.
Well, by any means. I mean, like we said, not necessarily now. Like,
Let's take 5.
let's
at
find,
least.
find some rest.
Yeah, and he like props himself up against the stage, and then you just hear for like the next few minutes like, ah, ow, as he's just kind of like grunting and moaning, like as he's just like leaning up against it. But you can see the outside, or hear, sorry, the outside. It all seems to have quietened down a little bit, and Sognar seems to have kind of got the audience at least not as panicked, scared, or hostile towards whatever situation it is. But yeah, you guys have a few minutes just within the tent just to do what you want. Is there anything anyone wanted to do specifically?
Well, I think I would like to address everyone and just really say, like, I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't very helpful with my information before. I didn't really prepare us for this. I was just too scared to face my demons, my past. And I'm truly grateful you guys stood up for me. You could have left me. I don't know what happened in those seconds when I moved 20 feet forward and didn't know why. But you guys could have ran.
Well, you know, there's no way you would have known beforehand that it was Mummy Fortuna, right? And like we've always done everything together. Why would we run now?
Well, like I said, thank you.
No worries. We got your back. We're the Iron Vortex, for crying out loud.
Yeah, the Iron Vortex. I'm gonna go find some booze. And Grint walks off out the back as well.
Can I check on Goloin for a little bit?
Yeah, you actually see he isn't by you guys at the minute. You see him stood over the gargoyle that he hit with the crossbow bolt, and he's kind of looking at it, and he just takes a chunk of the gargoyle and just puts it in his pocket.
Well
Good
done.
job, Galoin.
Well, yeah, I actually hit something.
Yeah. But listen, I'm sorry about earlier. I mean, Ondros was down and.
But what do you mean?
I should have stuck by you.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Look, if you hadn't have done what you done, then we may not be still stood here. So I think you guys did exactly what you needed to.
Glad to hear it. And
Yeah.
that was a very nice shot.
It's the only one I hit, but I'm proud of it.
For me, like, I think I would like to, like, since we talked about these crystals, is there like any like sizable, I don't know, hand-sized chunk or something of it that?
From the central one?
Yeah. that
Oh,
could be, like,
100%.
pocketed
Yeah.
or something just to inspect later or something.
Yeah, sure. Just add a chunk of purple crystal to your sheet, and when you have a little bit of time to study it, maybe you'll find out some more.
In
But
the-
yeah.
In the meantime, Arcturus is just checking up on Eliash to see how she fare and how she's doing, that kind of stuff.
Eliash has stepped away from the stage and is sat on one of the front row seats, just slowly taking a breather. You see her checking her wrists, and when you get closer, you see that earlier during the fight, they were like a vibrant blue, and they've dulled back down to more of the color that you saw them when she first revealed them to you. And yeah, as you walk on over, she waves a hand over it, and then you see the veins disappear as she casts some sort of disguise self or illusion-like magic across herself. Everything all right?
Oh, I was going to ask you the same thing.
As all right as they can be.
Did I see the? I did see the veins, right? Before she.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have done.
You really should stop using a great power to save our asses. It will kill you, you know.
You're probably right. I would maybe suggest not getting into such dire situations.
Fair point. We thought we were like, oh, let's have a play at the circus. What could go wrong? Well,
I'll tell you now, Arcturus, I will never be entering a circus ground again.
good point. Me neither. Can't trust those people.
As the commoners of Arkenvale say, fuck the circus.
Don't let Erhard know that. I think he would
She
be
smiles.
sad.
Yeah, she smiles and then like holds her ribs. As yeah, she also took a bit of a beating during that fight, and then yeah, she just sits there and just really tries to let the stress like alleviate her.
Yeah, and I'll just be a bit for at her side for a bit, having a bit of chit chat and
Yeah.
have a bit of talk.
Yeah, and I'll say during this time, about 10-15 minutes has passed. As Arcadius pushes himself off of the stage. I don't feel great, but I feel much better. What is taking them so long? I'll go and find out. And as he starts walking in that direction, that's when you see the curtains move as Ondros walks out. And as he does, there's quite a few individuals following behind him. You see... Let me just scroll down to it. You see before you a Durgar male. You see a gnomish man and a halfling man, all three of which seem to be clutching a musical instrument. You also see a small little pixie come flying in behind them, as well as Savras and Surge. And they are all the individuals that walk out from behind the curtain. And Luina comes flying straight towards you, Erhard. It's just like, oh, it's actually you! Wait, I wasn't sure if they were telling the truth or not. It's been such a long time. What have you been doing? Why did you come back?
Honestly, it's so good to see you.
It's good to
I'm
see you
glad
too.
you're still alive.
As for you, Arcadius told me that he found you on the roadside, but to think that you actually came back and helped us?
Well, I was afraid for so long.
You're an idiot. You're really an idiot. And she just like hugs you.
Right.
Yeah, she hugs you, and while this touching moment is happening, Arcadius greets some of the others that walked out the Durgar and that, and it seems to be talking to them. And Ondros actually walks out with an intact necklace, and you see him holding onto it, and he puts it in one of his pockets.
We all see that.
Sure.
What's he up to now? Does he want to be enslaved by even more entities, deities, whatever?
I would say Maeve, in the meantime, probably would have gone over to Mommy F's remains.
Yep.
Just to see, because no one else seems to be going over.
F's in the chat. Okay, so yeah, you go over to her remains, and you take a look at what's there.
Mhm.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check with advantage
Ooh, okay.
to see if you spot some things that are there.
Can I get?
There's
the sheet
quite a
open?
lot of ashes.
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 Investigations.
Yes, please.
There go.
Nat 20 with advantage. There you
Hey.
go. Perfect. You find everything that remains. Which is funny, because only 3 items remain, and one of which you almost missed. But it was buried right at the bottom of the pile of ashes, and you just see a glint of it. You see some robes to start with. Some dark blue and purple robes. It's kind of like a half cloak. It like comes down halfway down the back. And these have like a golden trim and like pointed shoulders. You can tell straight off the bat, these are definitely magical in nature. It appears that the clothes that she was wearing all vanished with her, but this particular cloak hasn't, maybe because it's magical and couldn't traverse like the rest of her did. You also see a deck of cards all splayed out upon the floor. And you see the one that you almost missed was a small ring, and upon the ring you see a golden and purple mixed stone in the center.
Okay.
All 3 of these appear to be magical in nature because you rolled a nat 20.
Great. I will pick everything up. I'll, put the robe over my shoulder, and everything else will go into a pocket. But not before taking a quick look through the cards.
Yeah, and as you flip through the cards, you see each of them have like different images of different creatures. One of which just has a silhouette of a humanoid with a question mark. But yeah, each of them have different things, and each card appears to be magical in nature. You can just get a sense from these cards that they're magic.
Okay. Okay, yeah. And I walk back to the party, and just like, guys, there's a few items that were left there between her ashes. Sort out what it is later, but I think it's pretty magical and maybe useful to us if that's not weird to use. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep it for now.
Wait, how do you mean left?
Well, she was like wearing like clothes and shoes and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not there, but like other things were, and they're very clearly magical. Like even I can tell, and I'm not the most arcane out of all of us.
As an arcane user, would I happen to know that if someone is transferred back to their own plane, but clothing is still on the same plane, that the clothing is made on this plane and not on a different plane?
Roll me a flat, we'll say, flat intelligence check. We'll just go for a straight up, or Arcana. You know what? I'll let you use Arcana, because it is magical.
Oh, Arcana is a better feat, so...
Yeah, that's what
22.
I'm thinking. There you go, 22. You would know that if certain beings, when they go to different planes, sometimes have a tether to their original plane, dependent on how and what magic was used to traverse. If that tether was still attached to them, when they entered the plane, whatever items they had on them, when they tethered, they'd keep. However, new items that they've picked up, if the tether is severed rather than transported back via the same magics, the items that they found in that new plane would remain in that new plane. So you are getting the sense that because she was defeated in battle, maybe she was forced back to her original plane as opposed to returning back herself. But yeah, that's just the synopsis that you've come up with a 22.
Interesting.
I think I would like for Erhard, I don't know, since he went and picked up the crystal, like I would have wanted him to start casting detect magic like as a ritual. That takes 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that if we go investigate her whatever caravan or whatever she has, then I can potentially pick things up easier.
Yeah, and I'll say at this point, it's been like half an hour total. So yeah, that spell starts to come up just before you gather these items together and start to congregate once again towards the central stage. A few of the other people have now wandered off and are kind of doing their own thing, chilling out, kind of relaxing, enjoying the early stages of their freedom. Arcadius comes up to you, Erhard, and sits beside you, and just softly, not loudly enough that everyone can hear, but if someone wanted to, he's not like opposed to it, but he's just saying it quietly, privately to you, as he just says, I meant it, by the way.
What?
If you're braver than I am, want to try to remember,
Well,
I can help.
there's just so much that I don't understand, and it all seems tied to my past. I mean, when I went down, I even got a glimpse or a feeling that some faint hope of my parents being around somewhere is also not there anymore. But I just don't know. So there's too many questions.
Well,
So
when
if
you're
there's a
ready-
chance,
When you're ready, we'll give it a go. And maybe
Um,
one day, when I'm ready, you can do the same for me.
yeah, if you ever need anything, I'm always there.
And he pats you on the shoulder, and he stands up at this point, as if to resume the conversation. Unless you ask for it now, he'll obviously stop. But yeah, he goes to get on with the things that he was doing.
I will just turn to Rowena and kind of tell her like, do you know anything about people back home, about where we came from?
Well, yeah, a little. Some things just don't make sense.
Like
Why did we come here?
You don't know?
No.
Well,
Why did you
Arcadius would-
return?
why did I return?
Yeah.
I was worried for you. Or do you mean to
No,
display?
I mean here. This plane, yeah. Why did you return here?
I feel like I think we must have been sent here. There was more for me to do. This wasn't my plane, you know. To be.
Yeah, I understand that you're from here, but I don't remember why we. How did we get into Mummy Fortuna's? Why were we captured?
Well, you know, I've always been. Throughout my travels, I've realized I've been naive about things. I just wanted to find out more about this world, and I thought this was a good as place as any, where people know about magic and people travel around. And she made promises that I could find out more and learn more, and then before we knew it, we were trapped and in
Yeah.
this web of lies and manipulation. Maybe Arcadius can help us both.
I feel like, yeah, we're not the only ones. Maybe all of us. Maybe all of our minds have been warped so that we don't really know why we're doing the things we were doing.
Yeah, we. I don't know. I don't know. You of all people, like, you deserve to know. Like, I believe there's trouble back home, and I think remembering what we, well, don't remember is gonna help.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're here. And she sits on your shoulder.
Well, and I will address the rest of the group. If anyone wants to come along, I think I'm ready to try and find out more what she's been hiding. And I will go towards the door and have Arcadius come with
Yeah.
to find her caravan, her belongings.
Yeah, he'll definitely take you.
I'll come around. You
Thank you.
you need one who is good with Arcana. So
Well, I can definitely use. all
That's
the
why
help.
I'm here. Oh, by all means, yes. Now this
Um,
way.
Hey,
I,
Erhard,
yes, Maeve.
I'm gonna go have a look at the animals and stuff. But
Yes.
look, listen.
Just be careful.
Yes.
They're not all real, but they also, some of them are very dangerous.
Yeah, that's okay. But whatever you don't take, just set it all on fire. If she ever comes back here, make sure that her belongings are gone. And she can't get them back. So don't, just fireball it or whatever.
That sounds like a good plan.
I would like to just mention, we are in a forest. Maybe.
Yeah, it's magical fire though, isn't it?
Sure. As Eliash kind of lays back. It's just like, not my responsibility.
Then just shatter it. Whatever you do, just break it. You know,
I was
you
just
get
going
what I'm
to say-
saying.
Maybe push it in the middle a little.
Well, we'll make a safe space.
Yeah, and Arcadius leads you out towards the back, and Maeve, you begin to follow through the back curtains before you are met with another tent, but smaller. And in this particular tent, the first section of it just looks like a corridor to a back room. And in here, it looks very luxurious, but as you go through a second curtain, you are met with a memory that you definitely remember, Ahad, as there are just rows and rows of cages. Your home for quite some time, as well as a lot of your accomplices from the carnival. In some of these cages, and because they are in their cage, they don't have their disguises on, but you do start to see a few creatures, Maeve. Firstly, you see what looks to be like there is a lioness with a collar around her neck and a stone embedded within it. You see a lion, the same but in two separate cages, longingly looking towards one another. You see two dogs, two mastiffs similar to Samuel, locked within a cage, again with two of their necklaces on. You also see a white horse and a black horse with similar necklaces on as well. And lastly, what you do see is a small little multicolored dragon sat inside a cage. Looks very similar to Kada in size, however, has butterfly wings instead of regular wings. And that's what you see.
Can we speak to that dragon in Sylvan?
You can try.
Like, I guess more or less as we pass by, I will just say like, "Hello, how are you doing?"
Erhard?
Yeah, I'm, let's say, back, but you know, we all we're about to be free.
You're the one that's freeing everyone. That makes sense.
I'm trying.
You got a lot of people. You want to let me out?
Is there a lock on the cage?
There is, yeah.
Is Andros around? No, he's in the tent, right?
Andros is back in the tent, yeah.
I'll figure it out, Arhat. I'll stay back if you want to do your thing.
Yeah,
I
my
can talk to
friends
him
will
too.
help you.
Okay.
Thanks, Maeve.
That's
Thanks,
alright.
lady.
You're welcome, in Sylvan.
Oh,
And then we continue.
yeah, and you guys continue on. We'll go with Erhard's group for the time being, as Erhard, Arcturus, Arcadius, all the A's, all start heading towards this green, gold, and purple-coloured wagon. And as you walk up to it, you see there's quite a few other wagons here. There's like 5 in total. And this one particular, the green, purple, and gold-coloured one, has a set of steps that lead up to a doorway. And as you walk up to it, Arcadius goes and knocks on the door. And as he does, he casts the spell Knock, which unlocks the door, and the door swings open.
I was just
Well-
about to ask if there's any magic that I can detect.
Yeah, which you would have done as it was magically locked, but he has the spell to unlock it. And as you walk up to it, you walk in and you see not a lot. It's very, very sparse. It looks like this is primarily used for sleeping in. There are a few books stacked on the shelves, very old, very dusty. You see little bits of like crushed beetles for makeup and that sort of thing, and then a couple of jars with varying liquids within. But as you walk in, there is a very small little bed that looks to be slept in quite often. And also, the most intricately crafted oblong mirror that stands roughly about 5.5 foot tall. And this mirror is crafted from stone. And when you look around the edges, it's got the ornate carvings all around it. You can see this is of some form of expertly crafted and magically infused mirror. You can see, Ahad, with your detect magic, that this particular mirror has the abilities similar to that of the scrying orb. However, it is clearly linked to its twin. And it only shows those two things. It shows the reflection of either to the other person. And as you walk in, you feel a shimmer of magic across it. And I'll say that's all you get. But in this room, none of the vials are magical. None of the books are magical. It appears to be some old, very, very old, like cookbooks and ingredient books for creating balms and that sort of thing. It seems like a lot of this stuff has been placed in here to make it look like an older woman lives in here, as opposed to actually an older woman living in here. But yeah, that's what you get as you walk in.
As we approach it, I turn to Arcturus and just tell him, well, this seems to be, I guess, a similar kind of communication device as to like scrying, like, you know, that hand mirror we once found from the High Mage from the Trispire? Yeah. I don't know. I'm reluctant to say, should we make ourselves known and try to find out what's on the other side? Do we dare?
It depends. It depends on if you want to find the answer you seek. Now that Mommy Fortuna is gone, we know there's someone else who had influence on her. And if you truly want to stop these things that happen, they can happen like all over the country with other circuses, all over the world. What if this person has different circuses that do the same? Do you want to keep those people in danger?
I would just like to, before we get into things of turning certain things on, I would very much like to just state that if that is the case, I also do not want to be targeted by this at all. I'd rather not make myself known. I'll step outside, maybe?
Yeah, feel free.
Very well, best of luck. And Arcadius stands outside.
Whoa, that's a big help.
I guess I will give some bardic inspiration to Arcturus, just in case he wants to help at some point. You understand what it does?
Yeah, I do now.
And I guess I step in front of the mirror and try to activate it. Like, try to figure out how to activate it, maybe.
What do you do?
I don't know, I guess I touch it, like, maybe with some arcane energy, I don't know.
You tap on the glass, and as you tap upon it, it shimmers, but nothing shows.
I guess there's a code word or something. I don't know. Reveal yourself, or hello.
And as you try a few random phrases, nothing appears to happen.
Well, that worked out great. Any ideas, Arcturus?
Well, she what I've heard that she came in contact with a person who gave her this mirror, or did she find this mirror?
Well, from what I understand, she must have been maybe even a similar kind of contract that you and Shion are.
Who's La?
You and Shion are bound to, or.
So you would suggest she was under the influence of the
I wouldn't
patron?
necessarily. I don't know. Like Arcadius said, she had let's say, motivations that you could interpret as she just wanted to be an entertainer of sorts, but she also had the willingness to go beyond, to stay in control.
Think very, very good. What was the most used element that she used around her? Was it like fire, lightning, radiant, necromancing?
She had like fey magic to her,
Oh,
like almost like the hags.
do you possess anything like that? It's a magical mirror, but might respond to
Yeah.
magic.
I'm not sure. Like I can't, not that willingly, I think, but
Can I do an investigation check to see if anything's around the room?
Sure. for it.
So that would be a 13. Let me add a d4. 16.
16.
I guess I will add.
Oh, and I have a
my-
bardic inspiration, so
Okay, all that.
that is another d4, d6,
Yeah, a D4.
d4, which is also a 3.
Is it
19.
19?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Hard, what were you doing?
I wanted to also bend luck in his favor, so another D4.
Okay.
Another d4. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You
We're
can
getting
roll
there.
yourself.
All fours.
It's a 4.
Wow. Okay, so that's
23.
23.
Yeah.
As you start to investigate the room, you don't find anything other than the mirror that seems to be of any value or anything to do with magic in nature. However, upon investigating it, you do see at the top of the mirror a slight dent, and it's circular in nature. You realize that something is to be pressed into said mirror.
Didn't Maeve, like you? Sorry, I assume you told Erhard.
I think she did. I think she told the whole group.
Yeah. The ring.
Yeah,
We need a ring.
I thought so.
Is Maeve still in the same place?
As
No,
we will
she's
cut,
with the cages.
we will cut back to Maeve as I will say, what spell do you want to use to try and break this little fella out?
Well, first of all, I would have asked him if he has ever seen any keys lying about or being hung.
Yeah. And he squints and he looks across the room and there's like a hook with some keys on it.
Thank you. I'll go grab them.
It's okay. And yeah, you head on over. You eventually, after fumbling through a few keys, you eventually get the right one. You put it in, and it unlocks. And as the door swings open, he like creeps towards the edge and like sticks his head out. What's your name?
Maeve. My name is Maeve.
Nice to
What's
meet
your
ya.
name?
Hubert.
Hubert?
Hubert, yeah.
Nice to meet you. Are you from the Feywilds?
I don't know. I think so.
Were you at a more colorful place before with like trees that were purple and grass that was blue and
I
stuff
don't know.
like that?
This tent's pretty colorful.
Yeah, but there's no trees or grass in here. Do you remember a place like that?
I've been in this cage a long time.
Hmm. All right. Well, maybe
Would you-
can you help me?
Would you help
Oh.
me? And he puts his paw up to like the necklace that's still around his neck.
Yeah. Hold still. Don't be scared.
Oh.
And just Maeve just grows her nails out quickly without actually
Yep.
transforming and just snaps the fabric of the necklace.
Yeah, and as you do that, you see him like put like a paw around the neck and just start rubbing it. Oh, thanks. That's great.
That's all right. Hey, can you tell me, are these guys with the necklaces, the other animals, are they gonna be aggressive?
Oh, so some of the necklaces are for enchanting and charming, some are for illusion. So the dogs, they have a real gnarly illusion put on them, as do the lion and lioness. They'll just probably try to eat you.
The lions?
Yeah.
Right, okay. No, I got this.
Okay.
Well, I think so. It's fine. Can you... I don't know what you're gonna do. You're free now. You're free to go wherever you want.
Yeah. Where did Loina go?
Luina, she's a little pixie?
Yeah.
I don't think she went with Erhard, but she'll be around still.
Okay.
Around the circus. You can stick with me for now. We're not gonna just leave and go.
Okay. I'll
It's
and he jumps out and lands on your shoulder and just kind of like sits there on your shoulder. And yeah, he's about
Right.
the size of about the size of Kada.
Right. Okay, cool. Maeve lets out Socks and lets him sit on her other shoulder so they can
Oh
do
wow.
whatever.
Yeah, he's just like looking at him like, wow.
And Maeve's gonna go over to the lioness and use her ability to speak with animals.
Okay, so you speak with animals,
Mhm.
and I love animals. What do you say?
Hi there. Are you okay?
What do you want?
I'm friendly. We dealt with Mommy Fortuna. She's gone. I'm here to let you out.
understand me.
I understand you. I understand all animals. I notice you looking over to that male lion over there.
Yes.
You friends?
In a place like this, sympathy is found with all.
Look, I'm not stupid, and I know that I and my friends up here probably look like a great meal to you, but I also believe that you are smart enough to make the right decision. I want to let you out. I want to let you free together with your friends. Includes the dogs. They're also not food right now. Any of the animals around here. My deal with you is if I let you out, you're free to go, but you are not to eat or attack any of my friends, any of the people in this town, or any of the animals. You go and be free out in the wild, and that's where you start doing what you need to do to be free and healthy, okay?
You can choose persuasion, animal handling.
Animal handling.
Okay, I'll give you
Guidance.
advantage as you are speaking and that you understand one another.
Guidance needed?
You said it, roll it. Let's see if you get that 30.
Okay, no, 28.
28's pretty good. Yeah, she nods.
Okay. And I say to her, let me free you of this as well. And I point to the necklace.
She nods once more.
And I snap it.
Yeah, and you
Same
snap
thing
the
as with the
necklace,
dragon.
and then you unlock the lock, and you open the cage,
Yeah, I study her as she comes out.
and she slowly gets up onto her paws. Thank you. As she steps one foot out, and you can see she's looking a little on the skinny side. But as she
Mhm.
steps out, she eyes you the entirety of her walking out of the cage. She walks up towards the back entrance, outside towards the caravans, and then she leaves and walks outside.
And I look over to the lion, who I'm
His
assuming
head's
heard.
Yeah, his head's like looked up, looks around, and like sees her leave, and then looks back at you.
Okay. Did you hear all of that?
Yes.
And you agree?
Roll me an animal handling, and these are creatures that are very hungry. Okay.
Ooh.
14.
Yeah, I would guidance on this as well.
Oh, you didn't say no. I'll let you.
I mean, no, it
18.
would have been the same thing.
I do.
You know she does the hunting anyway. You go to sleep.
He not like shakes his head as if to be like, right, okay, and then he slowly starts to get up. And
Yeah,
you
I would have
release
snapped
him the
his
same?
necklace
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. He follows her out. Yeah, and you see the pair of them run off into the forests as there are now two lions running free in Elenasta, which would be very
That's
weird
fine.
for any hiker just out in the middle of the woods. Like, oh,
Listen, once they're out of town, they go do their
Oh,
circle
yeah.
of life thing.
Yeah.
And
This
the
is
dogs
where
out.
Maeve has changed the local habitat, and now lions are breed in
ecosystem is
Elenasta. Yeah. Same with the
and
dogs?
the dogs. Dogs, I don't need to talk to them. I'm gonna just snap their necklaces and let them out.
Yeah, and they just bolt. The second you let them, they
Yeah.
just sprint. And you could just hear them like, oh my god, yes, we're free, as they just run off into the wild.
Okay. They're eaten by the lions next.
Probably. Let's be real. If they go the same
Okay.
direction, this is just a yikes. Yep.
Yeah, and
Um,
she stands there quite pleased with herself. Oh no, the
Yeah.
horses. She would eat the horses as well, and everything else, same thing.
The horses walk outside and walk up to one of the wagons as if they're used to being caged, brought up to a wagon, and then forced into labor once more.
Wouldn't I have told them there? I can't cast it again.
Yeah, because it only lasts like 10 minutes, right?
No, it's per animal. Is it all animals?
I think it
I thought
allows
it
you
was
to
just-
cast Speak with Animals, no?
Yeah, I thought it was always animal specific. Maybe I've
No, I think
always
it's
got it wrong.
I think it's Speak with Animals, which allows you to cast it on for
Oh,
10 minutes. So we could
I
say
just
that if you
slapped them
wanted
on
to.
the ass. I slapped them on the ass. They run.
Yeah, sure.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. I'm not going to do a voice for them, but yeah. Imagine a silly voice as they run off.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll cut back to Shion. As you're in the main tent. What is Shion doing right now?
She is gonna have a little word with Plucky.
Okay, yeah, so you head on over to Plucky. You see Ondros and Savras, Surge, and Nashara kind of stood off to one side. And then as you start approaching, Plucky turns to you and is like, "Oh, well, good to see you, Shion.
Good to see you. How the hell did you end up here?
Well, you see, when one asks the Silver Strings to perform for a great fee, the Silver Strings, mainly myself, don't turn down such an offer. Yes, I may have got a little greedy, and now we are in this predicament.
They asked you. Mommy Fortuna asked you.
Don't sound too surprised, my dear. We are well known.
I know you are well known, darling, but she doesn't seem. Or should I say, she didn't seem like the person who would just ask nicely.
That's probably because she didn't. One of her underlings spoke to us, and, well, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. And then I was put into slavery and captivity for a week, so maybe it was one I should have refused.
I guess only a week? Yeah.
Yes, about that. We were leaving Seychelles. Yes.
What's going on there?
Well, lots of stuff.
We're on our way there, you see.
Oh.
We just by.
Have you ever been?
No, never. But
A very, very nice place. I would recommend it. Have you? There is a tiefling there by the name of Amon. Somehow, and don't ask me how, but he has a talking ape. He is quite entertaining and very charming.
Right. Well, we were just on our way there, and by some stupid coincidence, we ended up here.
Oh,
But it's good to see you again.
it's good to see you too. Wasn't sure if you would be still traveling the road after, spending a night with Sigbert.
Yeah, that one didn't help. That one didn't turn out. Have you heard what happened?
Not really. Eliash told us to basically skip town as quickly as possible. So we did.
Yeah, and for good reason. It was quite messy. But rest assured, I did not.
I don't
spend
want
the night.
details. Oh, you didn't mean that. Right, okay.
It's all good. So, what are your plans now?
I think my plans are to let Savras lead for a while, and take a backseat. Chill. Enjoy.
Nice.
At least for now. I think we might head to Seychelles ourselves to take a break.
Well, I mean, we could share the road again for a little while if you like.
Sure, if that is the way that you are heading, by all means.
Yes. Of course, I need to consult with my comrades, but I'm
Yes.
pretty sure they would be more than happy to share the road again. We had quite a bit of fun last time.
Well, you say that, Shion, but I'll be honest, I don't remember much.
Yeah, alcohol does that to you.
Yes, maybe a little less next time.
Maybe. Yeah.
Good to see you all well. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and just like smiles at you.
Yeah.
And then we will cut back to Erhard and Arcturus as they come back in to see Maeve. As all of you rock up in.
I'm like running into that tent, and I'm almost overrun by like 2 lions, 2 dogs, and 2 horses.
Yeah, of course.
What was
Yeah,
that?
that's, everything comes running out. You just hear, like, in the distance, I completely forgot this would have happened as well in time. You just hear in the distance, like, Arcadia squeal as something goes flying, like a lion runs past him. But you guys run on in as all the animals have now been released.
Well, you handled that pretty well, Maeve.
You know, this is the one thing I'm supposed to be good at, so I was hoping so. Also, this is Hubert, the dragon.
Hi.
He was looking for your friend, Lorna?
Lowena,
Lowena,
Louina.
I believe she's right here.
Oh, hey, Lowena. And then Lowena, like, flies over and sits on Hubert's back. And she's small, but she's like, she clearly doesn't fit on his back because she's still like a very small, tiny creature, but is a similar, maybe a little bit smaller size than Hubert himself. The 2 of them fly off onto another shelf and just start like discussing, basically happy to see that one another's free, while you guys have this conversation.
So, we found the mirror. But
Yeah?
it would seem we need an item, and you mentioned you found a ring, right?
Oh yeah, this purple little thing, yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it might be like a key of sorts to activating it.
Hey.
Since it was on her personally, and it's, her personal connection to this, whatever being it is. And yeah, the mirror doesn't seem to do anything. But there is this opening that just would fit.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, go for it. I don't need any of this. I just didn't want it staying here, rather better with us than with her, right? And Maeve will give him the ring.
And in that case, we also need the robes and the cards, just to be sure. Trust me on this one.
We don't burn that just yet.
No, we're not gonna burn those, but
Do you want to
I have a plan.
Oh, you're gonna disguise as her,
Well,
aren't you?
I am not. Erhard is.
Erhard,
I
give me
don't-
your best Mommy Fortuna voice. Come on. I am. What's his name?
Deseroth, I believe.
You summoned me.
I'm so.
That was a really, really bad impression.
Yeah, we have to work
Yeah,
on
no,
that,
you-
Erhard.
Seriously.
You look nothing like her.
Yeah, like I just don't think I'm convincing.
You can use disguise self, right?
No, I cannot.
Ah,
Andros can, but he'd be really tough. Can't Shion disguise herself? Where is Shion?
I have no idea. Where is Shion?
Well,
I don't know what a Cheyenne is.
that's good.
You would be
Okay.
interested in Cheyenne.
Okay.
Well, I guess they're back in the tent resting, right?
Can Andros disguise others?
I don't think so. It's more like, being part of the whole I'm stealthy and shady deal, right?
So we either need Shion or we need Andros. Who do you think?
Or an
who is-
illusion of her,
Exactly.
if you can do that?
Well, I would suggest, honestly, like without wanting to being rude or anything, but Shion, she would probably fit her best. She's scary.
Then Erhard,
Well,
go
let's
ask her.
go get a Cheyenne.
Shion!
Hubert starts flying towards
Yeah!
the thing.
It
And
would,
as-
it would be lovely
say
if he flies into the circus like Cheyenne. on, Chuck!
I'll say that all of you guys come to like the entranceway of like where the curtains are, so you can see Shion, just as she finishes her conversation with Plucky. And as you guys are calling over to her, it's at this moment where you see the main curtain's entrance open, as you see a tall, 6'1", slender drow gentleman walk through the main curtain entrance. And as they walk through, you see that they are accompanied by 6 armored knights wearing golden armor and green capes. As these individuals walk in, I will have Maeve, Erhard, and Grint, but Grint would know. Maeve and Erhard, both of you roll me history checks, please.
15.
15. And
13.
a 13. Okay. Maeve, you've seen these before, but you don't recall exactly what they are. You can make an estimated guess. Erhard, you remember seeing these years ago along the road in Elenasta. You know these to be members of the Golden Order accompanying this drow individual. And as they walk in, the drow individual, upright, very angular face, very sharp jawline. You see white hair, slightly longer on one side, shaved on the other. You see this intricate tattoo pattern across the eyes with various butterflies and snowflake-like imprints across his face, all in this white tattooed paint with like a shimmering silver effect. You see they are wearing a white flowing blouse with these cream, long, wavy, flowing trousers with a silver sash tied around the waist. And as they come in, they say, "Well, I was summoned because of certain magics within the area. An arcanic pulse, perhaps. I'm accompanied by the Golden Order, and I demand to know what happened here." And that is where we'll go to a break, as you guys will uncover what exactly is going on at the start of break. So we'll be back in like 5 minutes. We're going to go for a pee, grab a drink, get some food, all that good stuff. Back in 5. See you in a minute. Bye!
You like,
Hello. Welcome back. We're going to kick right off. But do tell us in the chat what snacks you got, because we have got some snacks. I can hear some crunching, and I've got a water. So, yeah.
Living the good life.
Yeah, living the good life. I've also got the remnants of Pepsi that I had earlier. But yeah. Okay, cool. We're going to kick things straight off then, where you see this individual stood before you as they stand there, arms in their pocket, hands in their pockets, not arms, as they stand there very laxed as these 6 individual Golden Order Knights go into a formation around them. "I am Houndir Widowreeve." Wait, wrong voice. That's so the wrong voice. Wait there. "I am Houndir Widowreeve, one of the echoes of the wilds. A burst of the arcane erupted here just a short while ago, so myself and my knights have come to investigate. Please state your names and the goings-on here."
Which room is this in? Is this in the main tent? Where
Yeah,
I
these
am,
guys
or
are stood at the back. Sorry, Maeve, Erhard, and Arcturus are at the entrance of the back curtain, so you guys can see all of this. And they've come in through the main entrance where everybody first came in. So as they stood there, they see the carnage ahead of them.
Before...
So they're like a whole circle between us then?
Yeah, so there's like the whole ring between you guys. They can see you over the top of it, but only just. Like, they can
Over
just
the
see
stage.
people. Yeah, over the stage. They can just see people in the distance.
Erhard, go to the mirror. If these guys are finding anything about a magical mirror, they are gonna investigate and you might blow your chance.
Maeve's gonna walk forward to like in the meantime, so like to walk towards them so they can keep talking.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I will try and slip out and kind of motion to Rowena to come with me.
I'll try to join as well, but I'm a big blue Vidalcan, so I don't know if I'm like very stealthy.
If
I
you're
guess
trying
we're gonna do that
to,
stealthily.
if you're going to try and sneak out, I need a stealth roll from you both, please. I've just rolled a perception check.
Oh fuck.
I've already rolled it. That's what my facial expression was a second ago.
For fuck's sake. Hey, 15.
Do you have any? Do you have any luckies? Bed lucks?
I died earlier and stuff. I don't have lux left.
Okay. Shion, what were you gonna? What were you saying?
I'll just talk to the guy.
Okay.
The Iron Vortex. We came here to watch a performance, and suddenly there were all these people being mind controlled. Us being a famous mercenary band around Arkenvale, thought we could counter that.
Ah, yes, the Iron Vortex, you said. We've been awaiting your arrival now for a few days.
We were on our way.
Is this all of you? I see one scurrying behind the curtains back there.
Oh, yes. Never mind him, darling.
There's also, well, there's more of us than that. There's also a little guy and a really big guy. You know, Andros, Grint, you guys. Okay. Anyway.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Grit turns around with like a bottle of wine, like half drank, and he's like, "Oh, I don't get paid enough for this conversation." And he turns back and starts drinking, and then Andros just kind of like shrugs, and just stands beside the silver strings.
I thought Andros wasn't here. That's why, like in the room.
No, he's in this he's in the big stage room. Yeah, he's with the silver strings.
I
Yeah,
sigh
essentially
and
all
I'm
of them.
like, we're a bunch of misfits, as I'm sure you've heard by now.
Yes, we've heard of your deeds. Something about the winged drake attack. I assume that's why there have been sightings of them recently.
Yes.
There have?
Yes, we have had various scouts identify a handful of winged drakes flying across the treetops of the Elenaston forests. We assumed they were searching for you.
We weren't able to stop all of them, unfortunately. But, well, it's good to know they're looking for us.
And why would that be?
Well, wouldn't you like to know it if winged drakes are on your back?
I mean, why would they be looking for you?
Well, we helped in Arkenvale. We slaughtered a lot of their comrades. I'd be looking for me.
And as you already know, we're traveling to see you, and you might already know why. And if you know why wouldn't they know why?
Very well, it's just not a good time for Elenasta to have new enemies.
Is it ever a good time to have new enemies?
Fair point. Well,
We're not here to cause trouble. And as soon as we leave Elenasta, I hope the threat will move with us.
Very well. May I ask, surge of power? That related to Faye. Moments ago, minutes, maybe an hour tops. Could you tell me more about that?
Well, I couldn't. But one of our comrades could.
Very well. Would you mind fetching them?
Sure.
And you head off in that direction?
Yeah, I head off in their direction.
And as Maeve stood
'Cause I
there,
don't know what they're doing.
I'll be like, Well, in the meantime, let me show you on stage here, and I'll like gesture him up to the stage where the crystal is splattered into pieces.
Very well. Guardsman, start asking the others. Oh, and tell the two blade singers out back that they can come back to the front. And-
Sorry.
Yeah?
Blade singers? Is
Yes,
any of...
Have you heard of them?
I have. Does one happen to be Kellum? Is my friend.
I'm unable to disclose that information, I'm afraid. Are you
Well,
from
if they're-
Leicester then?
I am. I grew up here. In Stillwater.
What was your name again, dear?
Maeve.
Have a family name?
Lenore.
I thought as much. Welcome back to the world of the living, Maeve.
Thank you. It's nice here.
Been quite some time, I think, since you've set foot here, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. It has been about 15 years. You know of me?
Yes, I am aware of your situation, but I apologize for your family's current circumstances.
I don't know much about my family's circumstances other than that they moved.
I think it's best we wait until you arrive in Saishil before I divulge any more information.
Fair. But, since you know who I am, you still not let me know if that's my friend out there? Don't have to say your name, you can just say yes or no.
Kellum is a blade singer, but currently that is not him.
Okay. There's wishful thinking.
I'm sure it was. Friends are hard to come by these days.
Yeah. You really see who your true friends are in dire situations.
Now tell me about this shard. And he walks on over to the shard in the center. As this is happening, Ahad and Arcturus, you bolt back through the curtains, and it's sort of like a panicked hurry. Do you guys just run for the caravan?
I guess Erhard is by
Oh.
how well he rolled.
I leave it up to Erhard if we run or dash or like walk.
Well, he kind of stumbles out the tent
Yeah,
hurriedly.
almost tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be running necessarily, but like,
A hurried
fast
pace. Yeah,
Fast walking.
Okay, yeah, you both walk outside. And as you do, you get towards the wagon, and you hear Arcadius. Well, I'm just merely by the caravans. I was making sure all of my goods were here. There's no need to accost me. Who are you, anyway, a blade singer? Right. Oh, well, that changes everything then, doesn't it? Yeah, what do you need to know, sir? Oh, no, it's just me back here. There wouldn't be anybody else. I'm just checking up on my wares. And he clocks you, Erhard. What's that in the bushes? I just saw a lion! As he, gestures towards the bushes, and the two blade singers look in that direction as you two jump into the back of the wagon with your ring, mantle, and deck, I believe. So what are you guys doing? You have a few moments before potentially anyone's going to turn up. But yeah, time is short.
So you want me to wear this cloak?
That's totally up to you. Like, we can't really mimic to be like Mommy Fortuna, but I don't know. I don't know how your acting is, but you have to act fast. And if you do this,
my
have
my
some
acting
faith.
ain't good.
You're a performer, Hunt. You've been on stage your entire life, almost. You got this. So you just have to choose between confronting your fears and talk to that mirror, or destroy it, be done with it, and never know was behind that fail.
Thanks, Arcturus. And I put on my bravest face, I guess, and step in front of the mirror and insert the ring. Can't hear you.
Thank you. Do you put the ring on and press it into it, or do you just hold the ring up?
I hold the ring up. I'm not wearing that ring, no thank you.
When you hold the ring up and press it in, nothing happens.
I guess I will slip it on and
You put the ring on,
insert. Hmm.
and when you put the ring on and place the back of your hand against it with the ring in place, it shimmers green, and then blue, and then red. As then you see a deep, dark, dense forest before you. You see vibrant purple leaves in the background. You see a tree that is of a brassy, coppery color. You see mushrooms of vibrant greens, and the grass itself of pale blues. And as you see this, you see a tall, 6'5" elven figure with very long, overly exaggerated pointy ears, and this head of hair that goes all the way back to his kneecaps of a shock white. You see the complexion of this gentleman is of a dark pink. And as he turns to you, you see these black robes covering him. And every single finger, as he turns with his hands closed together like this, a ring on each finger. As he turns to you, not quite the face I was expecting.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna see her face again.
Interesting. What happened to her? Do you mind indulging me?
Well, why don't you tell me first who you are and what have you done for her?
What have I done for her?
She has changed a lot, and you are clearly connected.
I have merely made a deal. As do all Archfey within the realm.
So, what do you get out of it?
Many things. More power, more influence, more chaos. You strike me as one of an affinity of the Fae. Wouldn't happen to want to strike up a bargain now, would you?
No, thank you.
Then I ask you, why have you come to me?
Well, I just wanted to know what you want from her, but if that's only been a deal, then that deal ends with her.
Hard, is it?
Oh, how would you know that?
Hard white stuff. You're the reason why she made the deal in the first place.
Why would you do that?
She wished to control you, harness your powers. She realized your affinity to the Fae was better than her own. So, struck a deal with one such as I.
Indulge me, who was she exactly?
She? Mummy Fortuna.
Well, what has she done to me and these unfortunate souls?
She enslaved you for a time. It was her desire to make sure that nobody escaped again. You're to blame for this, you know. I merely found a solution to her problems. And for that, gained more of a following.
If I ever wanted to find you or contact you,
There's a good boy. Keep hold of that ring. I'll come to you when you need me. For now, I'm busy.
can you tell me anything of... You know that I've been in the Fae. Do you know anything of my past?
Oh, a great many things, child.
Care to indulge me?
No. No, I
Thought so.
don't. What would I get out of indulging you and giving you information? Have you got a friend there? Do I see another? Maybe they'd like to strike a deal.
I don't think so. And
Very well.
I take out the connection. Like, is my hand
Yeah.
in there? No.
No, so when you press it in and pull it away, then the shimmering comes, and then it's that awkward moment of like, how do I stop this? And then
I just try and press it in again.
press it in again, and as you start to press it in, all you hear at the end is, "You'll come around soon enough." And then you press it in, and the shimmering goes. And Arcturus, you heard the whole conversation.
Yep.
No, that was scary.
What was there really scary about this? This was a conversation with a being that was not even on this plane. So how is that scary? I've seen my I would not say nemesis, but my benefactor right before me. And I was not scared. I was confused, but not scared. Shion was also not scared.
Clearly cut from a different cloth than me. I fear power. That kind of power. For people that can just grant things for a price.
But exactly, for a price. But what if you are the one in control? Then this power can actually save you. And save others. Like you've always been. You want to save others. You want to help others. This is your chance. Only question remains now, what to do with the mirror? You don't need the mirror, obviously. Like he said, he will be in contact.
You do hear at this point from outside, slightly muffled, you hear, "What? In the wagons? No, nobody's in these wagons. They're all empty. Look." And then you hear a door open, but it's not your wagon. It's like the wagon next to you.
I'll just try to hold the doorknob. Yeah, just in case if they, because we know that it's unlocked with a spell, and we just hope that it will be picked up at the other side, and it will be like, oh, sorry. And in the meantime, I'm just saying to Erhan, like, time is ticking.
I will just tell him, you want to go invisible and just try and sneak out that way?
Well, I'm not afraid of these guys.
Okay.
They don't seem like harmful people. I'm asking the question now. What do you want to the mirror?
Let's be rid of it. And I try and smash it with my quarterstaff.
So you're gonna crack it over the glass? Make me a strength check, please.
Oh, I'm great at those. Oh, 19.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah. As you slam, it cracks all across the glass. It does make a little bit of noise, and you hear like a, "What was that?" And he's like, "What do you mean? What was that? It was a horse. It's another lion!" As he's like just trying to create some sort of distraction, which they are clearly not buying at this point.
Let's go out and save my friend's skin.
Very well. And I'll release the door.
Yeah, and as you release the door and the pair of you walk out, Excuse me, what are you doing in that wagon?
What are you doing in the circus?
I beg your pardon, I'm part of the Golden Order. I am one of the Blade Singers.
Ooh, I've heard stories. Are they true?
Which stories have you heard?
Preferably the good ones.
Besides the point! Get inside, we're interrogating everyone.
Sorry. Come, Erhard.
Yeah, and they walk with you and Arcadius back into the tent. One of them stays out and goes into Mummy Fortuna's wagon. And as you do, yeah, you guys all come back together as Shion. You then see the Blade Singers, Arcturus, Erhard, and Arcadius. Oh my god, so many people! As they are being brought back through the back gate, through the back curtains.
And I just go to like the oh god, what was his name again? Houndier guy. And I just point to Erhard, like, this is the man who can tell you all about the lady attacked.
Ah.
As we walked back, I will slip the ring off again and just
Okay.
put it in a pocket.
Sleight of hand check, please.
Like when we were exiting the wagon and all, right? Like on
I'm
the way
afraid
back.
it's a little bit late for that now. You've got a Blade Singer literally studying you two while walking with you.
17.
17 is just enough, as you manage to slip it off, put it in a pocket, and then look sheepishly at Arcturus as you both walk in. But yeah, Houndier, after inspecting some of the crystals, stands up. And who would this be?
A former captive returned. I'm Erhard Weiderstaff, and the lady who led this place. She liked to rule on high as almost godlike, control everyone. And she wanted me back because I escaped her once. And we
Mr.
tied up.
Widestaff. How
That-
interesting.
That name familiar to you?
I may have known your father.
My father.
Yes, Walter Widestaff was a very good man. At least until he tried to flee.
Flee? What exactly?
Your fate. How strange. Maeve Lenore and Erhard Widestaff to be traveling together. One became a guardian of the forest, while the other refused it.
What?
What do
Mr.
you know about
Widestaff-
me?
Mr. Widestaff here, quite some years ago, was made to become a guardian. How is it that you remain so young? You fled into the plains, didn't you?
I
That
found myself-
sums it all up.
The planes that are rumored to be with
Wait.
Symmetro?
The Feywild, dear, I assume.
well,
I
I
sense the magic flowing within you. The same magic that erupted mere moments ago. And the same magic that caused all of this chaos years ago.
how many years?
Arrest this man. As the Blade Singer looks up and just puts a hand on your shoulder, Erhard.
Mhm. What
Hold
did I
up.
do exactly?
What did you do?
Yes.
Surely you would know if you fled. Why else would you flee?
I was separated from my parents. And I found myself in a strange place many years ago.
Roll me a persuasion check. Because although you know it's the truth from your
18.
memories, you need to convince him that you believe it's the truth. Because, yeah, an 18, more than enough, as he looks at you, and there's a quizzical look on his face. How many years has it been?
For me?
How old are you?
25.
No.
What do you mean,
You
no?
You must be in your 60s.
Well, I don't feel like it.
Erhard, stop being dumb. Just tell him.
Tell him what? That my
Where
parents.
you've been. And tell him what you found out just now. You don't remember because why don't you remember? Tell him.
Well, I don't know what happened to me. I was in the Feywild, yes. And I came back, but I don't know why. I don't remember. My memories
And why don't you remember? Tell
messed up.
him.
I don't know if that's connected to her, but yeah, she messed with all our memories. But now
He
she's
means
gone.
Mummy Fortuna, who
At this
was running
point-
the circus.
At this point, he walks to the edge of the stage and floats down to the floor as he then starts walking towards you, Erhard. Slowly, not at like a hurried pace, but as he then walks towards you. You're telling me that your mind has been warped.
I only remember bits and pieces.
Would you allow me to cast a spell upon you?
Do I have a choice?
You always have a choice, Erhard.
And I look on my left and my right at the being contained.
There's one with his hand on your shoulder, and then to your other side is Arcturus at this point.
Well, you know, you arresting me, it doesn't look much of a choice. For something I don't even know what I did.
He licks two of his fingers and then flicks you across the forehead. And as he does, you feel this incredible pain at the center of your forehead. As you have like a brief second of like an outer body experience, as you feel like your mind being ripped and torn from your body, and then as it like comes flying back towards you, you feel a clarity as you begin to get memories of your past. Your memories, you know what, let's change the song real quick. Your memories start to flood back towards you. That's definitely the wrong one. That's the bad one. Give me 2 seconds while I just grab it. We'll put this one on. Yeah, this will do. As your memories come flooding back to you at an extremely fast pace. The first, you remember your 5th birthday. It's just a young boy with your mother and father. The pair of you traveled. You remember this being unlike any birthday before. But as you see the fog billowing around this memory, a light starts to shine through as the fog dissipates. And as it does, you see that you are camped in the woods with your parents. You are far, far away from home. As you see flashes of red come into your vision. Hundreds, if not thousands, of butterflies performing the Crimson Dance. Your vision rushes forward. where you see your mother and father smiling towards you. But there is a deeper, purple fog swirling around this memory. And as you try to breach through, something is stopping it. And then all of a sudden, you see yourself stood beside your satyr professor, who leads you through a portal. And as the gateway behind you closes, it flashes through years of your life studying under Romulus at the Unicorn Haven, until one day you were given a task. But the heavy fog rolls in once more, as the light once again shines through, easing that memory and lifting the magic that kept it. You now see a new memory, something that you had no knowledge of previously. You see Romulus hand you your spellbook. Ahart, your mother and father would truly be proud of you. You have learnt all that there is for me to teach, and become a fine young man. It was my duty to take care of you until you came of age, and that day has come. I think it's time you learnt who you truly are. Although your mother and father are no longer with us, it's vital that you uncover who they were. I would like for you to return to Elenasta, find the answers that you seek, and learn of your history. This is your field study, and there will be an exam. I trust you are more than capable. And if you are ever in need of dire straits, I would like you to try and contact me with this here ring. And he passes you a ring. And you see on the ring, it's a brass-colored ring, and in the center is a silver little circle, and on the circle, there looks to be like a satyr hoof print inside of it. With this, he says, and remember, one must learn from whence he came before he may truly grow. Our past impacts our future. Find your father's research in Elenasta. Find your family tree with the echoes of the wilds. Learn who you are and where you come from, and then return to me. We shall then meet your mother's side of the family, as they are very eager to meet you. The memory starts to fly forward again as you remember passing through the veil into the material plane. You remember traveling from town to town, trying to get your bearings and trying to learn of where the echoes of the wilds may be. The next memory is of you walking through the woods, traveling for days along the main road, until you eventually come across a town of people. You spend days there learning and interacting with people. You perform songs for them, and that is when they point you in the direction of a carnival, telling you that you would learn great wonders from spending time with such exquisite and talented individuals. The excitement of a performance, you make sure that you visit this. And this is when you first meet Mummy Fortuna. The fog begins to creep in once more, but that light shines bright, allowing you to see this here memory. The memory continues as she offers to tell you of your past in exchange for a favor, with which you gleefully accepted and even offered to perform at her show. She asked you of your name and began her ritual, after which she informed you that both your parents were powerful spellcasters. Your father was Volta Videstaff, a professor at the Thylan Academies and an excellent conjuration wizard with a keen eye for history. His family tree consisted of various studious wizards, but nothing of importance. However, your mother, she informed you your mother was in fact born within the Feywild and was a powerful sorceress that belonged to a family of famous wizards and sorceresses, as her name was Luna Keladan. You then remember a conversation between the two of you. My, we have ourselves a local celebrity. And to think, the Caladan name continues. You truly are something special. Let's see if we can squeeze in that performance after all. It would be rude not to have such a guest appearance from a relative of the great and powerful. And the fog begins to fill in once more. Ahad, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please, to see if you can peer past this last section of fog from the spells that Mummy Fortuna had crafted upon you.
Can I use my Tides of Chaos for that?
You certainly can.
So I just re-roll, right?
I believe so, yeah. It's a reroll.
God damn it.
Okay. And as you try to pierce through that fog, it tightens. As you feel the name of this famous person on the tip of her tongue. And you come back to consciousness. Well then, do you remember now?
I remember many things.
I will tell you now, Wildstaff. Mummy Fortuna was not the only individual to change your memories. One memory that I know the truth of did not come to light.
Well, don't leave me guessing.
Your mother and father, they took you into the forests to find where the veil was thinnest. They wished to take Luna back home, and you along with her. I did not think it was true, but clearly they found a way. Good men died that day, Ahad. But your father prevented it as best he could. The rift to the Shadowfell was caused by you. The carnage that we seek now is your doing. When you were 5, the reports are that an arcanic burst of power similar to one that went off merely an hour ago opened multiple rifts into multiple different planes. The Golden Order, your father and your mother fought off the creatures that came from it. Only your father survived. He had managed to close all but one. But when we arrived, his wounds were grave. And days later, he passed. But how did you get out? How did you not suffer the fate of those around you?
Well,
let me try once more, if you will.
sure.
As he licks his fingers once more, places them upon his own forehead, and flicks as hard as he can once again across yours. This time, a little bit more expecting it, you kind of take it in the stride as the memory that fogged at the start with the deep purple fog begins to lift. You see your mother and father clutching onto you, sprinting through the Ellenaston woods. As the two of you do, you hear shouts from the Golden Order chasing you. As your father stands back to try and allow your mother and you to escape, they tackle him to the ground. And they cast a spell upon your mother to stop her from fleeing. Your young self, your 5-year-old self, goes tumbling to the ground as you get cuts and scrapes across your hands and knees. You begin to cry, seeing your mother and father being taken down by the Golden Order. And as you cry, scream, and shout, the magic, the wild magic within you begins to boil over. And you unleash, completely by accident, the power within you as you open small rifts into different planes. You remember seeing and remembering them as windows. You see a window to a starry sky, one that you are all too familiar with and have been there not so long ago yourself. You see another open to the vibrant, vast landscapes of the Feywild, of all the different colours. You see another of dark greys, whites and blacks, no colour other than those three, and a void, a darkness and a horror from within. And finally, you see burning hot lavas, as you now know that one of the portals that you did in fact open was a portal to the 9 Hells. And as the 5-year-old boy begins crying, screaming, and kicking for his mother, the Golden Order leave your parents and rush to the aid, fighting off various demons, devils, fey creatures, Shadowfell that start pouring from these portals. At first, only one creature at a time, but the portals begin to stretch and give as your father, in a blind panic, begins casting magics to try and close them. At first, he concentrates on the 9 Hells itself, knowing of the horrors that the world faced. Your father was a hero that day, as he saved the lives of thousands, millions maybe. He closes portal after portal until he sees one, the Feywild. He grabs you and takes you to your mother, and as he tries to carry your mother and you to the Feywild portal, your mother has already been struck by a creature. Your mother's bleeding out on the floor. And as she sobs and tries to calm you, she raises a hand towards your face. And the last words you see your mother say to your father: "Walter, not like this. He can't remember us like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Erhard. I love you. You will find Romulus. He will find you. And you will remember us as a happy family. You will not know of what is to come of us." As she casts Modify Memory onto her 5-year-old child, before Erhard's father places him into the Feywild and closes the portal behind him. Days later, alone in the Feywild, is when Romulus eventually finds you, takes you in, and takes you back to the Unicorn Haven that you know as home. And it's at that moment that you then come back to consciousness again, as you relive these memories that you never once had. This is not something that you have ever had before. You had no inkling of such a thing to happen. But it's all starting to make sense. You were sure they were being chased by bounty hunters. But it turns out that wasn't true. It was the Golden Order hunting you down. And if what he says is true, your mother and father refused to give you up. To give you to the forest that you know Maeve, your friend, spent 15 years within. Feel any better?
Honestly, no. I didn't know I lost my parents that day. I didn't know what they gave up. And they sacrificed themselves to save me. And I opened those portals. So I guess I deserve being taken.
You were but a child. How you were capable of doing such a thing is beyond me.
Well, you know who my parents were? And what they were capable of?
I do. Release him. He was but a victim that day, too.
So you chose a different child.
Yes. And eventually it led to you.
Is he looking at me?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I like to think Maeve's like, me? But yeah, he looks at you.
So, does that mean that if Erhard would have done his duties, it wouldn't have led to me?
Who knows?
Who knows what would have become of me? I'm different.
So, it's okay, Erhard. I mean, it wasn't your fault. And they found someone else. Right?
But it's not just that. I caused other things to happen.
We don't know what his memories were, right?
No.
So,
No.
yeah.
Only Houndir and Erhard know the memories.
Right,
So Handir, there was
Yeah.
another memory, right?
Yes, I could not force my way through it. Mummy Fortuna appeared to really want to keep that one to herself.
Would I be able to find it?
I'm sure if we looked through your father's archives, we could maybe find who, in fact, she was referring to.
So you know of my father's research.
We do.
Where is it?
Within Zyshel.
Would you be
Was-
willing to?
Now that I
Shared.
know that you were a victim in all of this, I understand what happened. I will have to speak to the other council members. But for the time being, with my decision, you are free.
Thank you.
Again, Maeve, apologies. Your father.
My father?
Your father was taken. Taken by the Blade Singers on request of us.
Okay.
He has been sentenced to death for the
Why?
crimes that he has committed.
The same crimes my parents
What-
committed?
Well, they didn't
No.
run with me.
Your father murdered one of the leaders of the Golden Order many years ago, before your time, dear.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a member of the Unbound.
Right. The Unbound, the lycanthropes?
Yes.
Okay. And okay, that's a lot. He's sentenced to death.
Due to these trying times, we saw it wise, rather than execution, to allow him to try to earn his freedom.
Right.
Where Symmetra once stood, a rift to the Shadowfell now lies. Zeb, mute your mic. Okay. That rift needs to be closed, as a wall of thorns protects it from spilling out. The Druids and the Golden Order are on standby for if anything manages to break through. Your father is to be sent there to try to close the rift from within.
Is he even capable? Isn't that just a suicide mission? Is that how you plan to execute him?
He would redeem himself.
If he's such a good fighter that he can take out the head of the Golden Order, then isn't he more useful alive on this side fighting than trying to go in there and go on a suicide mission? Listen, if he's done that, I'm all for punishment, surprisingly. But hear me out. Going in there, if that many people is needed to try and keep whatever is in there out, then how is he gonna fend it off?
It was his idea,
He's an idiot.
because he thought you were there.
What's the rift to? The Shadowfell?
We believe it to be the Shadowfell.
Is he
grew.
there already? Can I talk to him?
He is on transport to the location now.
Can you... We're in the middle, right? Can you have him join us before he goes any further?
Come to here, you mean?
Right? We're pretty much in the middle between Seychelles and where he's heading.
He may have already passed us. But I could take you to the Wall of Thorns.
Guys, I know this is not what we planned, but maybe we can skip Seychelles altogether since there's already someone from the Echoes here. You know why we're here, right?
I know that you are here to deliver a treaty. to unite the lands of Northern Veritas once more. We
Right.
have been informed, and we are willing to honor that treaty. But as you can imagine, many of our resources is currently spent elsewhere.
Yeah, look, guys, you don't have to do this. This has nothing to do with you or our mission with the treaties. But I can't let my father go out like that, not knowing that he's alive.
Where did that rift come from?
You!
So I guess that's what I feared. So I'm definitely in. But maybe we need to go to Seychelles and I don't know, maybe my father's research. I don't know. Everything seems weirdly connected now.
I surmise your father will still take a few days to get there. If you would like, I could take you all to Seychelles. You could rest for a day. Uncover the secrets that you wish. Gear yourself up how you want. And by tomorrow evening, I could bring you all back to the Wall of Thorns.
I know you are reluctant. No, not reluctant. I know you are willing to save your father, the Maeve. But we do need the rest. We can't help your father in any way possible in the shape we are in now.
I know, look, when is he due to go through?
I am to open the way for him. I will be notified when he arrives. It could be 1 or 2 days now.
So if you take us back and take us there, there's no way he can go in before we even get there.
One of the echoes must be present to witness his arrival.
So you're saying you give us a chance to help and to help my father.
If you wish to go in yourselves, that is on you. If you succeed, thank you greatly.
Is there anyone with holy magics or lights in Seychelles that could help? We know of some riddle from a flower that probably came from the Shadowfell and how to got rid of it. And it insinuated holy light would help send it back to where it once came from.
Divine Radiant, perhaps? There are many a temple within Seychelles, but finding one willing would be a problem. There are, however, stores and wares that can be bought. I would maybe take a look at the Tome of Treasures. It's a notable magic shop within Seychelles. Sells many a thing and crafts quite a few. Inform them that you are there on behalf of myself. And take this. And he pulls out a small little pin brooch of a what looks to be like a snowflake, and within a bow across it, and he slides it towards you, Maeve. Show them this, and they will know Wood Reeve sent you.
Okay. Thank you. And this is in Seychelles?
In Seychelles. I could take you there now if you're willing.
Can you do this memory thing on a friend?
I could.
And can Luina see me?
Yeah, Lowena's like, yeah, she's flown away from you to make sure that like she doesn't get caught in anything. But yeah, she's kind of like watching. It is the spell dispel magic. However,
No, I was just surprised that that's all it is. Sorry.
dispel magic to dispel it. However, due to the power of one such as Mummy Fortuna, it is not as easy as just casting it. It is overcoming her influence. I myself am quite the spellcaster. I could do it, but someone else could always try, but might fail.
So if we helped you,
I will do it now for you if you wish.
no, I mean, could we assist you? Could we help you in any way to
Unfortunately,
overcome
not.
it? Well,
I can do it, Erhard. I just don't think I'm as good as Houndir here.
well, I just think
Why not give it a try?
Luina might know more and might understand more.
Me?
Yes, why not? I would like to see what it is that you learn as a guardian. You are the first that I have encountered.
Look, this spell magic. This is gonna be a first time try if I do this. So we will. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Lowena like flies in front of you.
Am I doing it to Luina? Is she the type?
Yep.
She's a pixie.
Okay, I will dot her forehead.
Yeah. A much gentler approach than Houndir. Yeah. I need you to roll me a wisdom check, please, as you do this. And you have
A
to beat
wisdom.
the DC of Mummy Fortuna's spell.
Oh, flat wisdom.
Yep, flat wisdom, because it is your wisdom casting modifier. And as you cast it, unfortunately, your dispel magic does not go through.
Do it
Well,
again.
it does, but it doesn't dispel it. So you will do it again?
If she lets me.
Go for it. If you've got spell slots to use, try it.
Can I use bend luck on that?
Sure. On the next roll?
Mm.
Yeah, sure.
My next roll.
Go for it. Roll again.
Oh damn it! That's not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do it.
She looks very sheepishly like, I
Yeah.
told you, it's the first time. I've never done this before.
Do not have shame. To be able to cast such a spell is an impressive feat as it is. To think you have studied nothing in the years that you have spent within the forest, and yet your raw natural talent has enabled you to learn so many facets of magic. It's impressive.
Thank you.
As
I will-
he full on flicks Lowena. Because that's how it
Can I
works.
catch her or something? Just-
Yeah,
It
no,
didn't-
she
it
just
didn't
falls
work
back
for
a little
me.
bit, Yeah.
It's just too nice.
Yeah. Oh, an unrecognized command. Oh, because I put an hour in front of it. Fails. I unfortunately am unable to assist your friend at this time.
Okay. I mean, maybe we'll try another day.
We can keep trying, Erhard. Now that we know.
Sure.
Why don't you accompany us, Lowena, to Saishil?
And I will ask her as well, like.
Yeah,
when
and she
comes
just
the-
like sheepishly nods while rubbing her forehead.
Oops.
Yeah. And then Grint turns around. Did I hear we're going to Syshil already? How?
Okay.
You know, it's quite a ways away.
Sounds like he's
Well,
capable of magic, Grin.
follow me. And Houndir walks out the back of the tent, walks out into the courtyard where all the wagons are, walks up to an oak tree, and places a finger at the top of the tree and runs it all the way down to the bottom. Are you ready?
Have we got Eliash?
Yeah, I'll say everyone's kind of like congregate. And I'll say the Silver Strings haven't followed. So it is currently your group, Eliash, Galoin, Grint, and Luina.
I guess we'll have to say said goodbye to the Silver
Yeah.
String. Yeah, change your plans, darling.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We gotta rush.
Okay, very well. I'll see you maybe in Syshil, who knows?
Yes.
If I catch Callum's mother at like walking out, I will just like.
Yeah, she's.
I don't know.
Yeah, she'd have long
She's-
gone
yeah,
in the
okay,
panic
okay.
for sure. But yeah, as you go to it, she says, they say, very well. And he puts his hand through the tree, and as he twists, a doorway opens in the tree. You have 8 seconds. As everyone looks at each other for a second, and then everyone just starts rushing like through the tree and running through it. As one by one, you all go through, and I'll say, Maeve, you're at the back.
Yeah, Maeve's just for a moment. She's like, God, I gotta learn that, and then just
3,
goes through.
2,
Oh.
1, and then pushes you in and goes in themselves as you just see the tree close up behind you. As all of you are thrown through this spinning, lurching portal of vibrant greens, whites, blues, icy, like this cold, icy sensation runs through all of you. And then one by one, as all of you are just thrown out of this tree, almost spat out, into the middle of a city. And as you look up, you see griffins flying overhead, a gigantic tree that stands hundreds of feet above everything. You see buildings, birds, flowers, rivers, bridges. You are in the city of Syshil. And as you all breathe in the pure, crisp air, welcome to Syshil. And that is where we'll end tonight's session, as you guys have all piled in and skipped 2 days of travel, and you all level up to level 8. So when we come back next week, you guys will all be level 8 and have some new cool tricks and things. So yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We had a huge lore dumping session of all the different things that I definitely haven't had plans for bloody ages. And it's all been dumped in one session, which is great. It's so cool. Some of the plans are all starting to interweave and come together. So guys, thank you very much for being here. We're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. Tim, take it away.
Guys, I am Tim, and it was a blast today. You can find me on this channel, Natural Havoc on Twitch, and obviously Natural Havoc on YouTube. If you haven't done so, follow our channel. A lot of information, a lot of wow, and a lot of mind-blowing stuff. Can't wait for the next session.
Awesome, awesome. And below we have the Eagle Outlaw, who isn't here today but is in chat. So do say hello to Eagle. And I hope, hopefully Eagle will be here next week. I believe he is. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, you can go find him out on I think it said the Ondros then. The Eagle Zero Outlaw on Twitch and also on YouTube. But yeah, below Eagle, we have Smitty, who's also going to do the socials at the same time. Go!
Oh my God, yes, guys. Ooh, does that sound a little bit like Eagle? A little bit. if he was a girl. Yeah, guys, make sure to check out the socials, follow them social to follows. We have the Twitter, we have the Discord, we have the Instagram, we have the YouTube. The YouTube you can go back and watch us if you wanted to see this twice, or if you're here watching it for the first time. Thank you for being here, we appreciate it. And yeah, Eagle does a fantastic job at this. I don't know what to say about it. And you can find me over on Smitty Jane on Twitch, where hopefully in the next week or so, I might be live again after I have moved my whole setup over to Denmark on Sunday.
Awesome, awesome. And to the other side of the screen, we have Zeb. Zeb, take it away.
I'm Agent Zeb. I stream over on my channel. A lot of variety content currently going medieval has really taken my fancy again. But yeah, stuff like D&D, like roguelites, card building, deck builders, and base builders, and all kinds of lovely strategy games. If you like that, come check it out. I ramble, and I do that a lot.
Awesome, awesome. And above Zeb, we have Lan. Take it away.
Hello, my name is Lan. It was a blast as usual. I can't wait for next week. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, usually you can just find me over here on the Natural Havoc. Everything, the Natural Havoc, the YouTubes and the Twitch and the Discord. And if you wanna talk to Shion or whatever, then by all means, I will answer in character.
Yes, cast sending and speak to Shion directly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Onion. I'm the DM. You can also find me on not on Twitch, apart from here, right here you can. But yeah, I'm currently doing a YouTube series with the Eagle Outlaw and the amazing Paddy Max as well. We're doing a Pokemon YouTube series, and I believe there is a new episode coming out on Sunday, and there's an episode every Sunday. There's a playlist of like 5 or 6 videos out already, so go check them out. It's Pokemon related stuff, doing a hardcore, hardcore, Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire randomized Nuzlocke, so go check that out. But yeah, otherwise, we're here, and we are raiding out today to Penny Dragon Games?
Exactly.
Okay, thank God, because I read it like 2 seconds ago and didn't see it change. Okay, cool. Awesome, Tim.
Yeah, we do. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome, fantastic. Yeah, so we're gonna go raid out to them. Please, we would appreciate it if you copy and pasted the raid message and come along with our little journey over there to go and spread some love and cheer. But guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching in the future, in the past, in the present, wherever you are. Thank you very much. I don't know how to watch it in the past, but anyway, yeah, thanks so much, guys. Hopefully next week will be just as good, and we uncover some more truths about certain characters. And Shion's favorite, a shopping segment. I'm sure Shion will love that. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for that. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Much love. Goodbye.